Let's see who will win today.
These 4 players are ready to rock and roll.
This Votix TV video is about how to win in the Funko Pinball Party Arena in Zen Pinball Party on Apple Arcade. I hesitated to make this video because I didn't like the table at first, but similar to the Garfield table, it took a while for me to truly enjoy it. The main reason is sensory overload. There's a lot going on here. That's the point of this video.
Yes! Go for it! Hit the central hole!
It explains how to play better so that the game is more fun. But also, I'm not the biggest fan of Funko Pop. While I have given away at least one as a gift, I don't have any myself. What is it exactly? A bobblehead? Wikipedia says no. Most Funko Pop figures are not bobbleheads, as their heads do not move. However, all Star Wars figures in the line are bobbleheads, as well as most Marvel figures. Interesting. Anyway, this video is not about that. This table could have been themed with Smurfs, but the gameplay would be the same. This video is about winning, although winning is subjective. Winning depends on your goals. Maybe you like Funko Pop, and you're trying to unlock all of the characters. That means you need 1,000 points. Since this is a multiplayer game, points are determined on which place you finish. Even last place earns 1 point. So, winning could mean losing 1,000 matches. I think we can do better than that though. Figuring 5 minutes per match, as there is a certain amount of setup time, that would be roughly 3.5 days. That's whole days, 24 hours each. First place wins 10 points, second place wins 5 points, third place wins 3 points, and fourth place is the aforementioned 1 point. The instructions explain how to play the game, but it's not very complete. Obviously it's pinball, you shoot the ball towards the flashy things. However here, it's also a battle. That's what makes Funko Pinball Party Arena fun, but also frustrating. You're not just trying to get points for yourself, you're also trying to stop the other players from scoring too. The most obvious of this is with the treasure chest. It's a moving target that appears in the center of the pinball table around every 30 seconds. Hitting that target is very important in winning the match. Not so much because it gives you big points, it does, but because you don't want your competitors getting those points. This is very difficult to do, especially if your opponents are lobbing attacks at your way. So that's the first tip of this video. Prepare for hitting the treasure chests. A little message will appear alerting you to an incoming treasure chest, so try to time the ball's movements with the arrival of the treasure. You probably don't want to sit and wait for it though, as it's important to constantly be scoring. It's also important to note that the treasure chest needs to be hit from the front, not the back. It's quite frustrating to see the ball bounce off the back or the side of the chest, but nothing was awarded, and time was wasted. Fortunately, even if you miss, you can try to activate the high-scoring bumpers. That's tip number 2. The trick here is to hit the 5 yellow plates. You don't have to hit each one exactly. Instead, just chuck the ball towards the center. It will bounce around on its own. It might take a few attempts to hit all 5 plates, but this can lead to some additional points too.
High-scoring bumpers from below the playfield. Well done!
When I first used the bumpers, I didn't realize that they were indeed high-scoring bumpers. That's because the points are awarded after they're gone. If you don't hit the bumpers for a few seconds, they retract. This leads to tip number 3. Go for combos. While it's nice to hit the chest and the high-scoring bumpers, you can get a lot of points if you simply hit certain ramps consistently, such as the ramps with the number 3 on them. Even better, which is tip number 4, use the side flippers. I like to use these side flippers to hit the super attack lanes. This serves a dual purpose. The first is that it scores a lot of points. You can get millions of points with some quick combos.
Overtake an opponent to get out of the danger zone. Your attack is upgraded. Nice.
The second purpose is tip number 5. Charge up the super attack bar. While you can disrupt your opponents with attacks, these attacks are not equal.
It's not easy to get the treasure chest, but it's worth a try. Hold on to your flippers. You are under attack.
Try to avoid it and keep it up. Green just snatches the treasure away from the others.
Next time you'll get it.
Stay focused.
Incoming attack from a trigger-happy opponent.
You can repay them later.
Some are merely distracting, like the Beachball. While this attack is not to be underestimated, it's not as annoying as the chicken.
Incoming attack from a trigger-happy opponent.
You can repay them later.
Wow, I hate that chicken. It just walks back and forth, laying eggs in the center of the pinball table. Hitting the chicken a few times should get rid of it. I'm not sure if super attacks really hurt computer opponents though. They seem to grab the chest fairly quick, regardless if I attack them or not. That's tip number 6. You might not need to attack, or at the least, don't worry about the numbered ramps. While I can hit the third ramps easily, even the second ramps too, but those number 1 ramps, I have real trouble hitting those. So, I don't worry about it. After a certain amount of time has passed, the ball will automatically change, and the center shot will open. That's when I grab and hold the ball with the flipper and then shoot the ball up the middle. This can be good points. However, don't do it at the expense of time. That's tip number 7. Don't waste time. It's a 4-minute battle, and you can be eliminated early if you fall into the danger zone. As an example, while it's important to attack your opponents, you might not want to take that shot if a treasure chest is going to appear soon. While your ball is floating along on a drone ride, the other player could score millions of points. Meanwhile, you obviously don't want to lose the ball, but that's really hard to do when multiple attacks clutter your screen. Tip number 8 is a great way to minimize the risk of losing the ball. Light up all the lanes near the flipper. When all of those lanes are lit, the far side lanes will gain kickbacks, 1 kickback for each side. Look at this brilliant move in slow motion. The ball is falling down, but the kickback is not lit. It looks like a lost ball. But with 2 quick presses of the right flipper, the lights are shifted. You can move the lights. The unlit light is changed to the far right lane, and then all of the lights are lit. This activates the kicker, and the ball is saved. Tip number 9 is another great way to avoid losing the ball. If you're under attack, go high. By looping the ball in the mini playfield or the super attack lanes, you can avoid a lot of the chaos happening lower in the table. This can also lead to huge points too. Tip number 10. Losing is part of the game. As the announcer says, there can only be one winner. So, even if you're equal with the other players, you have a 75% chance of losing. That's actually what's nice about this game. You can be knocked out early, so you don't usually end up battling the same players over and over again. The players I'm playing against here are computer players. While playing regular matches, I was feeling that the players were too good. I was wondering, how are they doing scores like that? But now that those names line up with the names in the practice mode, it seems pretty apparent that arena mode is a mix of humans and bots. I think Zen Party Pinball should follow the lead from Transformers Tactical Arena. The names of the bots should be robot names, like AI, not pretend player names. Even just name them the name of the Funko Pop. Anyway, that's the table. You basically try to score as many points as possible while trying to maintain your composure. It's a highly frustrating version of pinball, but it's a lot more fun once you start winning. The table has an esports feeling to it, which could be interesting. It might be fun to watch the top players battle it out. That's probably one of my biggest issues with this table. I just have to assume the score is being kept fair. However, how can I verify that? Even just looking at the leaderboards, first place had a very unlikely score. Personally, I think the game would be better with other Funko characters, like Snoopy. Originally I wondered, why aren't they using characters from the pinball tables? Then I realized, oh, they are using characters from the pinball tables. At least some of them anyway. So I don't think I fit into the target audience. The theme seems to be targeting a younger audience. If that's the case, they might as well go all the way. Throw some Marvel characters in there, so the kids can go nuts. Anyway, what do you think? Do you like this table? Or not? You can let everyone know in the comments. Thanks for watching.